Hey there, beautiful people. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you some of the features of Canva that you're going to be using for this project. Essentially, in this project, what you're going to be doing is you're going to create an Instagram post, kind of in this layout, in this format of you have a nice big square, you have your AI image of your element, an actual image of your element, some other pieces on there, and I've laid everything out in Classroom for you. So the way you're going to start is when you first get to Canva, you are either going to click on this Instagram square if you want to create from scratch, or you can look through various templates. So you see the templates are on the side. If I want to search through a template, for example, I might want to put on Instagram. If I can type with text and image. So it's going to give me a lot of different Instagram types posts. I want something that's ideally square to start with. If for some reason you decide not to do something that's a square, that's okay. I'll show you how to resize it in a minute. So it doesn't really matter what template you decide to use initially. Um, you can go with anything. It doesn't matter. It's about your project, not mine. So I am going to see, I'm trying to find something that's real fast. Let's just choose this one for the sake of simplicity. So I'm going to customize this template. Now, if for some reason you have more than one page, just hit delete on any of the other pages. Or if your project is the wrong size, we're going to come up here to the top of the toolbar and click resize. And then we're going to make sure we collect Instagram posts. Now that might be under social media. And then I'm going to click resize this design. Now, if you forget to do this initially, um, it's totally fine. It just requires a little bit more adjusting later. Okay. So now I know my page is exactly 1080 by 1080. So let's talk about this image that's here and let's get it to be our AI. So what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down till you get to apps, and then you're going to type in Magic Media. Now, there are a lot of different types of AI imaging tools in Canva. You can see them all here. There's a lot of different ones. I just happen to like Magic Media for its simplicity. So I'm going to work with carbon. So I want to personify carbon. It's the easiest way to come up with a nice, good post. You are welcome to go in whatever direction you want to. So I am going to choose um, carbon. Let's do this. Reimagine elemental carbon as a child. Now, if I get too complicated, I might um, essentially break the AI. No, but essentially, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to overload the AI. It's not going to be able to do all the things that I want it to do. This is an AI that's built inside of Google. I'm sorry, inside of Canva. So it's got to work with that. So I told it to make elemental carbon, but I was so specific, like playing with blocks. It's giving me literally children playing with blocks. So that is not going to work for me. So let's delete all that and let's try it again. But while we're doing that, we're also going to choose one of these styles down below. So you can see that there's a lot of different styles you can choose. And if you hit see all, you can see more. So I'm going to click Dreamy and I'm going to apply that Reimagine Elemental Carbon as a child. And let's see what comes up with. So it's going to try and load these four pieces. And for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to grab one of them, regardless of which one I like. Okay, so we've got a lot of different options here. Now you want to try and pick one that represents your element well, not just one that looks cool. Okay, so I'm going to just go with this one for the sake of this tutorial. So now I've got my image on here. I can also take that image if I don't want it to be that and I want it to be in the background, I can make it the background. I can add this image. And if I two finger click or I right click, I click replace background, and now my image is the background. So you're welcome to do that as well. If you find a really beautiful image that you think kind of works and you want to make it the background, totally fine. It does not matter how you do it. Okay. So that's how you add the image. Now, for the rest of the stuff, you are just a matter of changing the text, reformatting, doing whatever you want to do with that text. You may need to ungroup large amounts of text so that you can manipulate them individually. Like, for example, if you want this up higher without moving the other two, you can do that. Or if you want to add more text, those text options are all on the left-hand side of your toolbar. You can see by adding text, you can add fat text, little text, fancy text, all sorts of texts are available in different styles. Just make sure it kind of like works all together. The other thing you can do is you can play with the effects that are on the toolbar. So you can curve text, probably not the best one for this. You can drop shadow. You can do drop shadows or outlines with it if you want to add a different style to your text, whatever it is. If you find images on the internet that you want to upload, you'll have to download them to your computer. You can't just copy and paste them from the internet. And then you're going to use the uploads button to make sure that you can upload it. You can also use the elements tool that's here on the left-hand side to do a search for your whatever you're looking for. So if I wanted to find elemental carbon, these are images that are popping up for graphics, photos, etc. For carbon. I can drag and drop those in here as well. The other thing I can do is when I click on elements, I can, oops, I got to take that out. There we go. I can find different shapes or different frames. So if, let's say I don't want a big rectangular frame and I want to make something that is, let's go with circular. I can bring my frame in here. I can drag and drop it's already in a frame. I can drag and drop a picture into a frame. And now I have that frame that I can work with, or my picture as a circle, as opposed to a rectangle or a square on my page. So there's a lot of different features you can play around with that's on here. I would stay away from the draw. I don't think that's really going to do anything for you. If you want to connect another app, you are welcome to do that. When you are all finished and you have all the elements of the project in place, you are going to come up here to the top right corner. You are going to click share. You are going to click download. Do not copy the link. You are going to download the image. Before you do so, make sure it's 1080 by 1080 and make sure it's PNG. That will post best to Instagram. And then you're going to click download. When you click download, that will save to your computer, and then you can upload that into Classroom as part of the assignment. And that is what you need to know for Canva. Beyond that, you are welcome to play around with any of the other apps or features or tutorials. If you do work on this, by the way, I'm sorry, it's last note. If you do work on this and you realize that this layout is just not working for you, then click on design and just go hunting for a new layout, however you want to do it. It is totally up to you. Like maybe you don't like it, maybe you want to go to this one instead, and that's totally fine. You can change that. Depending on how much editing you have done, it may want, like you can see, it made some changes immediately and it overlapped the two together. And that's usually how you make a new design. You just click on design and change up what you have. You can also change up the types of colors that are in there. Like if you don't like that particular color scheme, you can go through and change up your color scheme and it will completely change your entire projects so that your fonts match better. Instead of having to change like each text individually, you can change whole font styles, you can change whole color styles, whatever works best for your layout and design, you can do that.